Well, it's me, and I'm back again on the occasion of HP Lovecraft's 124th birthday. That's right. The old gentleman from Providence would have been 124 years old today, making him one of indeed the great old ones. Happy birthday, HPL. We'll see you in Providence next year for your 125th birthday, my wife and I. Okay, but the topic of today's discussion comes from a request asked me by some guys I was involved in a video conference chat with last Saturday night when they had been talking about the Unisystem, the Buffy the Vampire role-playing game, Buffy the Vampire Slayer role-playing game, based on the popular and tremendously cool television series that ran from the mid-90s to around 2003. And its offshoot, Angel. Okay. They used a form of the Unisystem from Eden Studios called Cinematic Unisystem. It's designed to give you a very cinematic style of play, quite similar to the shenanigans going on in the series, which were all pretty cool. There were this book, which is the lead book, first book of the series, Buffy. Now I have the revised core rule book. Came out in 2005. Pretty cool. Everything you ever wanted to do to run a supernatural action adventure. They came out with, for example, this one. It's a monster manual for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And it's basically a Monster Smackdown. Really a good book, chock full of interesting information. Now, the Unisystem, there were several other books, by the way, in this series. Slayer's Handbook and the Magic Box. The Slayer's Handbook gave you some more monsters, gave you some more variants if you wanted to play different types of Slayer characters. But the Magic Box had one hell of a really good magic system in it. It's an expansion on the one that you will find in the core rule book. However, and unfortunately, the entire line is now out of print, except on Drive-Thru RPG. Just go to drivethrurpg.com, go ahead and Google it, and that's through, T-H-R-U, RPG.com. Go to Eden Studios, and you will find the entire line on PDF. That's where I got my entire line from. I have them all on PDF. You can also find some of the other really good Cinematic Unisystem books. They used the same system for some of their other games. Two of them I have. Well, three actually. No, three of them I have. The first one is, believe it or not, Army of Darkness role-playing game. That's right, based on Army of Darkness, starring Super Geek, whoever. No, Bruce Campbell. And these are very good. It's a very, very good game. It works very well for one-shots. I like it as a convention game. It's quite excellent. And again, you can find this at Drive-Thru RPG under Eden Studios if you want the PDF. Or you can go to EdenStudios.net and order it directly. You may be able to find it on Amazon as well. But folks, you could still get it, and I advise that you do. This is a fun game. The final, and you watch. I couldn't find it to do this webcast, but I guarantee you, once this is over and I have posted it, I'll stumble right across it. Because, hey, that's just the way it seems to be working of late. And the other one is another one I highly recommend, still in print, Ghosts of Albion. Very good, very excellent. Written by Amber Benson, who is a cast member of Buffy. She played Tara. And horror writer Christopher Golden. This is a very, very good game, and I had the privilege last year of meeting Amber Benson at World Horror Con in New Orleans. Very delightful lady, gamer, just a lot of fun, very much down to earth. My wife and I very much liked her. And buy this game, because this game has a variant of the magic system that is really great. This game itself is set in the 1840s in England. However, you should have no problem upgrading it, updating it, like I did to the 1890s and set in the Kingdom of Ruritania. Yay! Very, very good. I recommend this highly. You'll find this a very enjoyable. It's an easy game. It's easy to learn. It's fairly easy to put characters together. This Ghosts has something of a learning curve simply because it's a little more complex than, say, Buffy or Army of Darkness, and it's still very, very simple. The game system itself requires all of 1 D10. That's all you need. That's right, a single D10. A single die roll, which is basically, let's see, should be able to give me a moment here, or I'll keep on talking and you can listen. Again, this is a phenomenal. I love this. The system itself has 6 attributes: strength, dex, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, perception, and willpower, which go from, on the average, of 1 to 5. That's okay. Then your skills, it has a skill list that, well, for one thing, it's not a tremendously long, lengthy, intricate skill list. Instead of, in keeping with the Victorian age spirit, instead of, for example, melee, it's armed mayhem. Instead of brawl, it is fisticuffs, our son. And marksmanship for shooting, but you've got other things here too. The skills, I think, go as high as a +10, although in my experience of running this game, I never had anybody go over a 5. You really didn't need to, a lot of times. And you also have qualities, which can increase your skills. They can also serve as career packages. Yeah. And drawbacks, from which you can gain extra character points. And that's what this is. And when you want to roll, you simply take an attribute plus your skill plus a D10. And you're rolling. to reach success levels. You're rolling against a set number. For example, you roll a 9 or 10, and hey, that's a modest. So it's up to the game master to, it's a modest success. Up to the game master to, determine what that is. It's very good, very quick, very easy. Oh, excuse me. And it's a little something. Another thing that they do is they have different types of characters. That is, different levels. You have an apprentice, which you get certain amount of attribute points, quality points, drawback points, skill points. A journeyman, and a master. And these levels can all play together. That's right, they can all play together due to the drama point system. That's always a very good, very interesting. Drama points are ways that you can affect the story, that you can wind up actually saving your butt from getting curb stomped by a vampire or a werewolf. Always a good thing, I think. And let me make sure I have so many RPGs and run so many, it's kind of, can't do this off the top of my head anymore because, well, I'm an old fart. Alrighty, drama points. And I want to give you, because the reason I do this is I want to give you an idea of how useful these are and the impact they can have on your game. Okay. Drama points, how you can use them is you can do like a heroic feat. You spend a drama point, you gain a +10 bonus to any one roll. And means if you need to actually add a little extra wallop with that punch you threw at that dastardly fellow, wow, you can do it. You can do it. If you're playing Army of Darkness, you're fighting the Deadites, believe me, you're going to go through drama points like a drunk goes through a fifth of cheap whiskey. And you can also spend a hero point for a +5 initiative bonus, +2 for magic quality levels, for quick casting only. And you can do in here this is called stiff upper lip. After spending a drama point, the character immediately recovers half the damage he has suffered to that point. You may be battered and beat up and bloody, but you can still act normally. This feature repairs crippled or even severed limbs. You can use it to have whatever damage remains out of your hit points. This is very handy, especially for the lower powered characters, which I always thought seems to make up a fairly reasonable party. Again, very good. The plot twist is another use. You can expend a drama point to nudge the story in a character's favor. And you can use it to find clues. You can use it to, the plot twist. as long as the game master approves. Okay, and finally, Righteous Fury. Uh, you spend 2 drama points, and you get a +5 bonus for all attack actions. Wow. Yeah, I've seen this in action. You can do all kinds of things with drama points. You want to do that really cool Matrix-like run up the wall, flip over backwards, and land on your feet behind the evil vampire bad guy and stake his undead butt? You can. As long as you roll high enough. And that's part of the fun. If they don't roll high enough and they're trying to run up a wall, I've seen at least one character that ran into the wall, took himself out of the fight for a minute or two. And then you can actually return from the grave. Death is not necessarily the end. You spend some drama points. There's all sorts of ways. It's a very good system. It gets very cinematic, and it puts a lot of control in the player's hands. The other one that's still available is actually the sequel to Buffy. It's actually the spin-off, Angel. Damn good show, too. They killed it too early, in my opinion, but hey, Angel and his friends went out with a bang. Sort of like the last stand of the Wild Bunch. For those of you who have seen Sam Peckinpah's great classic movie. This has pretty much the same features, but plus, you can build your own demon package. You can build your own advantage package. You could play all sorts of supernatural creatures. They've got all kinds of wonderful demons in here, as they're called, who actually are very viable player characters. And I created 2 of them. The Mithraim, who are these square-jawed, cleft-chinned, incredibly handsome fellows who always fight on the side of good, even if they are a bunch of sexist pigs. Made for some interesting player group dynamics. And the second one was actually, of course, for the cat lover in me and everybody else, it seems, into RPGs, at least in my crowd, the Ulthari. These are felinoid cat demons. Have all kinds of interesting powers. So, again, this is another good one. Buy this book, damn it. You'll find a wealth of good information in here for running an urban fantasy. You don't have to follow the Whedonverse. You don't have to. In fact, you could draw a lot from Ghosts of Albion. It'll work. It'll cross over. Very useful book. Very useful books indeed. A very good, simple system. I highly, highly recommend it. And once again, to close this off, happy birthday, Mr. Lovecraft. Happy birthday. And thanks for all the great and wonderful dark visions. I'll talk a little more about that later. Play games. Have fun. Catch you guys later.